Hello, season's greetings. Happy full moon tonight. Happy solstice coming soon. I wanted to create a nice video for you to relax. I'm not going to talk too much right now. And I invite you to just sit back, get comfortable. There'll be a little guided meditation. There'll be some poems and some stories to read. And there'll just be some beautiful nature to look at. So maybe you want to grab a cup of tea with me. Set the stage so it looks all nice and calm, and let's begin. Enjoy. Be safe and be well, everybody. Good evening. Welcome to the Solstice podcast. I want it to be a nice, calming evening thing for you to do, or maybe it's morning, but I want it to be a nice, calming activity for you in the midst of very high stress and fear in the world that's just been set off this couple of days before our full moon and a few days before our solstice. I really hope that you're doing well. I hope you're taking good care of yourself, keeping your mind as calm and positive and optimistic as possible, while still being careful as needed. But we're not going to focus on that too much now. I want to just give you a nice, peaceful experience. Tonight it's going to be a combination of some atmospheric music, calming music, and poems or short stories without any commentary. So enjoy and be well. For our first poem, we're going to take a look at a Yule poem by Raven Willow Rune. Soft the snow falls on blackest of night. Silver the moon shines, 'tis a glorious sight. The fox and the bear are tucked up in bed. They sleep undisturbed, they're warm and fed. Away in the distant, a glint in the dark, a candle is lit to remember sun's spark. The holly king reigns now with cold and ice, red bitter berries and apples with spice. Thorns are his crown, his time it is Yule, gathering his strength for the upcoming duel. The oak king is coming, but for now he is weak. His time in the distance, like sun that we seek. Now is the time for Jack Frost to appear, nipping our nose and tweaking our ear. Icicles and raindrops, the dark of the night, keep us warm by the fire's hot light. Gifting our presents to those that we love, giving our thanks to the divine up above. But remember, when you are gifting and giving, to gift yourself the blessing of living. Believe in the power of the receptive. How does it feel? Believing in the power of the receptive gives you the feeling of quiet anticipation. It's the feeling that you have when you have been promised something by a person that experience has taught you always keeps their promises to you. You wait and are joyful while you wait, because you know whatever has been promised is forthcoming. Believing in the power of the receptive empowers you to handle other personal agenda items, knowing to prepare for receiving your desire. The Tao of the goddess Joan R. Tarpley. I'd like to invite you to meditate, or at least put yourself in a more relaxed state as you listen to the rest of the show if you're still listening. So you'll get more benefit. You'll hear the words. You'll feel the moods. You'll listen differently to the music if you're a little more relaxed. It's also a good way to calm anxiety, calm your nerves. So all we're going to do simply is just check that you're sitting in a balanced position. Just check yourself head to toe and see, does my body feel like it's sitting in balance? Maybe you want to turn your head one way or the other, front or back, side to side. Maybe you notice that your shoulders, one of them's a little higher than the other because of some tension. Maybe you want to just roll out that shoulder. Maybe you want to notice if your arm or your hands have any stress, or if one is off to the side, and one's on your lap, and one's on a chair, and one's still clutching your phone or something. See if you can just set everything down. Really, our arms and our hands and our fingers are so overworked from our technology now. Just want you to stretch out your hands. Really open them up wide and relax them. And then just place your arms in a way that you feel very balanced. And now just see if your stomach and your ribs and your torso are feeling okay. Are you breathing easily? Maybe you want to shift your position until you find that the breath is relieved or easier to breathe. Whatever that position is, that's your good position of balance. You might need to be on your side with a twist. You might need to be flat on your back. You might need to bend forward to get that feeling. Whatever relieves your breath is the right position now. Let's go down and feel what's going on with the hips and your back. You might want to just loosely move your back and your hips, loosen them. You can do that whether you're in a chair or lying down, as if you're using a hula hoop almost, even though you're sitting. Loosen that up, and then let yourself find that sweet spot where your back feels great. And we're going to relax the legs now. So sometimes our legs just hold enormous tension, don't they? So you might just want to stretch your leg, just pull your foot back a bit, make your toes come back towards your face. Just feel that nice stretch behind the knees or down the hamstring, wherever it is. Just rotate your ankles a little. And then we're just going to drop the legs wherever, in whatever position feels really good. It's all about finding relief right now, whatever relieves your body. And if you're super tired and you fall asleep in the middle of this or during the next poem or song, that's wonderful. That makes me happy. And if you don't, then you will be in a more relaxed and lucid state to listen to the rest of the show. All right, let's begin. Our next poem should be another nice, calming one. If you remember this one by Robert Frost. Whose woods are these? I think I know. His house is in the village, though. He will not see me stopping here to watch his woods fill up with snow. The little horse must think it queer to stop without a farmhouse near. Between the woods and frozen lake, the darkest evening of the year. He gives his harness bells a shake to ask if there is some mistake. The only other sounds, the sweep of easy wind and downy flake. The woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep, and miles to go before I sleep. And miles to go before I sleep. Robert Frost. To Know the Dark by Wendell Berry. To go into the dark with a light is to know the light. To know the dark, go dark. Go without sight and find that dark, too, blooms and sings, and is traveled by dark feet and dark wings. White Eyes by Mary Oliver. In winter, all the singing is in the tops of the trees, where the wind bird with its white eyes shoves and pushes amongst the branches. Like any of us, he wants to go to sleep, but he's restless. He has an idea, and it slowly unfolds from under his beating wings as long as he stays awake. But his big, round music, after all, is too breathy to last. So it's over. In the pine crown, he makes his nest. He's done all he can. I don't know the name of this bird. I only imagine his glittering beak tucked in a white wing, while the clouds, which he has summoned from the north, which he has taught to be mild and silent, thicken and begin to fall into the world below like stars or feathers or some imaginable bird that loves us, that is asleep now and silent, that has turned itself into snow. The World by Jennifer Chang. One winter I lived north alone and effortless, dreaming myself into the past. Perhaps, I thought, words could replenish privacy. Outside, a red bicycle froze into form, made the world falser in its white austerity. So much happens after harvest. The moon performing novelty, slaughter snow. 1 hour, the same as the next, I held my hands or held the snow. I was like sculpture, forgetting, or perhaps remembering everything. Red wings in the snow, red thoughts ablaze in the war. I was having with myself again. Everything I hate about the world, I hate about myself. Even now, writing this, we're a law, as if this were a law of nature. Say there were deer fleet in the snow, walking out the cold, and more ginkgos bare in the beggar's grove. Say I was not the only one who saw or heard the trees, their diffidence greater than my noise. Perhaps the future is a tiny flame I'll nick from a candle. First I'm burning, then numb. Why must every winter grow colder and more sure? The Shortest Day by Susan Cooper. So the shortest day came and the year died, and everywhere down the centuries of the snow-white world came people singing, dancing, to drive the dark away. They lighted candles in the winter trees. They hung their homes with evergreen. They burned beseeching fires all night long to keep the year alive. And when the New Year's sunshine blazed awake, they shouted, reveling. Through all the frosty ages you can hear them, echoing behind us. Listen! All the long echoes sing the same delight. The shortest day, as promise awakens in the sleeping land, they carol, feast, give thanks, and dearly love their friends, and hope for peace. And so do we, here now, this year and every year. Welcome, Yule.